Personal story segment tonight. Reports are the Fort Hood killer Nadel Malik Hassan is paralyzed from the waist down after being shot by authorities. Hassan faces the death penalty for his actions. The way the media has treated him in the entire massacre story still being debated. Joining us now from Los Angeles, Colonel Doug Burpee, a retired Marine officer and former board member of the Muslim Public Affairs Council. Colonel, do you think the media downplayed the Muslim connection as far as Hassan is concerned?
Initially, I think they did. I remember driving home in my car and listening to the first commentary on it, and I didn't hear the word Muslim at all. I was quite surprised and happily surprised from my perspective, and continued into the night when I was watching one of the television shows or news broadcasts.
Now, why were you, how long have you been a Muslim, by the way?
Oh, I've been a Muslim for 30 years.
Okay, and so you were happy that the media did not emphasize that Hassan was a Muslim, obviously because you love your religion and don't want it besmirched in any way, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, now, you were a Marine officer, one time the highest ranking Muslim Marine officer in the country. Were you bothered in the service because of your religion?
Well, it's the best I can tell you is that there's a lot of Type A personalities in the military, including myself, I guess, as a helicopter pilot, and you have to have a little bit of thick skin. I mean, that's part of being in the club.
Well, everybody gets jazz, and you know, everybody gets it, right? But did you get any more than the other people?
Not at all. I probably got a little bit more because.
Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted.
I probably got a little bit more because I was white. And because some people might have considered me a traitor because I used to be a Christian and now I'm a Muslim.
Okay. But the fact that you were a Muslim, I mean, you rose to the rank of colonel, not easy to do in the Marines. It didn't.
Absolutely.
It doesn't seem to have held you back. It doesn't seem to have held you back.
Never held me back at all. After 9/11, I can tell you that as a patriot myself, we were called back to service. I raised my hand, volunteered. And no one questioned my loyalty and who I was. They said, hey, you're stepping up to the table? Great.
Okay. Now, I'm glad to hear that, and I think my audience is too, that you were able to function in the Marine Corps without being harassed or anything else because you were Muslim. Now, let's get back to the Fort Hood situation. My job, Colonel, is to report the situation accurately and fairly, which I did. I identified Hassan as a Muslim, and I quickly identified him as a terrorist based upon eyewitness reports that he had used Allahu Akbar in his rampage, that he had a business card that said Soldier of Allah, that he had been disciplined for trying to convert people to Islam while on the job. So I quickly said this guy's motive was a terrorist motive. I don't believe that I did anything wrong, that I did anything anti-Muslim or anti-Islam. Do you?
Absolutely not at all. In fact, I would agree with you. He is a terrorist of the worst kind. I don't. What disturbs me, though, is that I don't like the idea of using the word Muslim as part of that because it gives credibility to the whack jobs of the world that have twisted some ideological aspect of, you know, taking a line out of context and then, you know, from that have, you know, created a whole new religion.
Okay, but I respect that. And I respect that you see it that way. But here's my problem. It's almost 100% Muslim terrorism right now that we're dealing with in this world. Almost 100% driven by Islamic fanatics who have perverted the religion. So we must emphasize that that's where the danger is coming from. Correct?
I absolutely agree that it's coming from these extreme type people that are acting in terrorist roles.
But it's one religion and one culture that's generating the terrorism. And to avoid that and to not report that is dishonest. And I'll give you the last word, Colonel. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh, sure. This is the part that I'd like to say. First of all, we're deeply saddened. My community is deeply saddened by what has happened. Major Nadel Hassan, he's betrayed us as Americans. He's betrayed me as an officer in the military. He's betrayed his office of oath for
and he betrayed the Islamic religion. He betrayed the Islamic religion. That's what he did. And I'm glad to hear you say that, Colonel. I got to run.
So how do we give him a name, though, when he's betrayed all of those aspects of things he's taken oath to?
Here's the name you give him. Muslim terrorist, and he's going to go He's
Why
going
don't
to be
we call him an
executed.
army terrorist? Why don't we call him a doctor terrorist?
You could do it, but jihad, not the army, was the driving force in his violence. Colonel, we appreciate it. Well, I got to run. Thanks very much. Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along this evening.